Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I specifically hope you're all doing better than these two politicians that I'm going to be talking about in this stream. This isn't going to be a long stream. I'm just going to be reading the articles. Yeah, I'm just going to read the articles that these politicians. They're both from CNN. Yeah, I'm going to the scribe light method and just reading the CNN headlines. Actually, this kind of is like a Words That I News story event. So I will copy this and paste it to the um uh yeah. So two terrible things happened to uh two different politicians and in two different countries. I should also include. Uh, yeah. Unfortunately, one of them didn't survive, and the other appears to be in good condition. I would hope. Um. Oh. Uh. Actually, yeah, before I post the second link in the chat, I'm going to go over this one first. So, former President Bill Clinton is hospitalized, and the reason I'm not screen sharing now is because yeah, there are ads, basically. Hi, Keeper Dan. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I'm going to the scribe light method. I'm just reading the CNN articles of the stories that happened. So, former President Bill Clinton hospitalized for infection on the mend, whatever that means. And this comes from Jamie Gangel, I think it's how it's pronounced, from CNN. Former President Bill Clinton was admitted to the University of California Irvine Medical Center's intensive care for a urinary tract infection that spread to his bloodstream. His doctors told CNN on Thursday. He was admitted to the ICU for close monitoring and administered for antibiotics and fluids. Uh, he remains at the hospital for continuous monitoring, according to a joint statement Thursday evening from Dr. Alpesh Amin, chair of medicine at UC Irvine Medical Center, and Dr. Lisa Barr, Clinton's personal primary physician. They said that Clinton was in the ICU for privacy and safety, not because he needs intensive care. Clinton has been in good spirits, thankfully, talking to family and staff, and has been walking up, according to both his doctors and his staff. The 42nd president is annoyed that he has to be in the hospital, but is chatting and joking. A spokesperson, Angela Urena, said he has two books with him, including Colson Whitehead's Harlem Shuffle, and Hillary Clinton visited with him Friday. President Joe Biden also spoke with the former president on a phone call on Friday. That's nothing out of the article just yet. Clinton's doctors had said after 2 days of treatment, his white blood cell count was trending down, and he's responding to antibiotics while adding that they hope to have him go home soon. I think since this was uploaded, he has left the hospital. I don't know, I might have heard something like that. So yeah, I do. So what it sounds like so far, from what I also heard, is that it has been a speedy recovery, which is that is what I hoped for. The Arena sent out a statement that as of Friday, all health indicators are trending in the right direction, thankfully, including his white blood count, which has decreased significantly, and the former president would remain in the hospital overnight to receive further 4 antibiotics. Oh, so he's still in the hospital? I thought he was released since then. According to a source familiar with the situation, the kind of antibiotic needed to treat Clinton's. Oh, my audio was bad for the first 30 seconds. Um, catching up. The sound is better. Oh, I would hope so. God, I really need to listen back to my old streams. Oh, what was my one? Yeah, I hate that it makes that noise. I don't know, I just need to go away from it or something. I wish I could somehow block the sound, the fan noise, when I'm streaming. So, where was I? According to a source familiar with the situation, the kind of antibiotics needed to treat Clinton's type of infection has to be administered via fore and not orally, which is why he's remaining in the hospital. Clinton, who was in California for a private event for his foundation, had been feeling fatigued on Tuesday and was admitted to the hospital after testing, according to his office. Hillary Clinton went to the event on Thursday evening to represent both of them and then went to the hospital to be with the former president. Clinton spokesperson told CNN. The former president's doctors said urologic infections are very common in older people and they are easily treated, although they can quickly spread to the bloodstream. Clinton will be given intravenous antibiotics until Friday, when he will Friday the 22nd, when he will likely be switched to oral antibiotics. His vital measurements are all stable, the doctor said. Clinton, 75, had quadruple bypass surgery in 2004 and had two stents inserted to open one artery in 2010. But his doctors stress his hospitalization is not heart or COVID-19 related. Um, I'm almost done. Garina said Thursday that the former president was on the mend and in good spirits. On Tuesday evening, President Clinton was admitted to the UCI Medical Center to receive treatment for a non-COVID related infection. He's on the mend in good spirits and is incredibly thankful to the doctors, nurses, and staff providing him with health care, Garina said. The story has been updated with additional reporting Friday. CNN's Sarah Sidner, and Dan Murica contributed to this report. Yeah, so there comes a link in the chat, and I actually need to step away for just a second. So, trying to think of any other stream that I could. Yeah. So I'm gonna step away for just a second, and instead of dead air, I'm just gonna play one of my other streams. Uh, so, the minions at the zoo is ending, or the minions are ending. So, yeah, just so there's no dead air, I'm gonna be sharing one of my. Or not sharing. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna be screen sharing one of my streams from
the last day of September.
A few nights ago, or this is.
And after that, it's October.
Just so there's no dead air.
Halloween season.
Yeah, I figure that's better, so that there's no silence. Alright, now I'll be right back.
So
just for a few
I'm not gonna go live
Please
that long at all.
Zalpo!
I'm just gonna do maybe 10 minutes.
Alright, I
just wanna
I'll be right back.
Increase my watch hours. So tomorrow is the last day of September. And after that it's October. Halloween season. I'll test this just because nobody was in chat yesterday when I did my stream, or I should say Monday evening, since whatever, it was just the last time I streamed. It only ever said one person was watching, and then it went back to 0, which right as I said that happened on this stream too, like just now, just as I said it. So I might just read you. I keep. I might just read you that stream, just because it didn't age well. I'm gonna go live for that long on this stream. As I said, I want this out, and I don't even know.
And I'm back. I hope
What
this
can I
method
talk about for
of
the remaining
trying to keep
10
chat
minutes
entertained and
or
dead silence on the stream
9
for
minutes
however
or
long I was
however
not
long
looking
they
at
go
that.
live for.
Yeah, I hope this was a lot better. Let me know if this is what I should
I
do
want
from
to
now
speak
on.
up.
If
I'm
it's
just
just showing
tired.
my previous
I
streams
speak
while I
up
step away
without
for a
forcing
second
myself
and
to,
do
so
what I need to do
this
or
is what you'll get.
something.
This is all
So,
you'll get.
from what it
Yes.
sounds like, the article,
So,
from what it sounds like in the article,
StreamYard. Live viewer comment on StreamYard. This is an
sorry.
example. Click
From
on
what
the
it sounds like
comment
in
to
the
show it on
article,
screen.
Bill Clinton should be fine. I'm glad he's doing well. Or I'm glad that it sounds like he's gonna continue to be fine and healthy. Yeah, because I'm not a fan of Bill Clinton. I know that a lot of Democrats hate Bill Clinton. Both Bill and Hillary, especially the socialists. I don't know, just overall on the left, the progressives and the corporate Democrats, they all seem to hate Clinton, including Republicans. So I don't even know what's considered Clinton. And this is where I would put the politics aside. Because regardless of how I feel about Clinton, I could say this off. Regardless of how I feel about Clinton, I don't agree. Yeah, there are a lot of things that I don't agree on, and I, especially not now or not in 2016. I don't particularly think of him as a good person overall. Uh, I don't want him to die. Obviously, I wouldn't want him to die, and I don't. Yeah, I don't want anything drastic happening to him. He's still relatively young. If he were to die, since he's 75. Uh, yeah, I couldn't wish death on him, even though he has done terrible things. So here comes. Yeah, I'm gonna move on to the second article. Yeah, which I just posted in the chat. Alright. Fatal stabbing of British lawmaker David Amess. Is it Amess? Called terrorist incident by UK police. David Amess, UK lawmaker, dies after being stabbed. Leon England. Counter-terrorism police in the United Kingdom have formally declared the fatal stabbing of British lawmaker Sir David Amess an act of terrorism. The early investigation has revealed a potential motivation linked to Islamist extremism. You know what's weird is that they also said that the Norway bow and arrow is also Islamic extremism. So that's I don't know. I just want everyone to be safe in Europe, and I want everyone safe in Europe, and I want all politicians to be safe. Um, whether it's safe from terrorism or safe from their own bodies or blood clots. According to a statement, the early investigations revealed potential motivation linked to Islamist extremism, according to a statement from Metropolitan Police at New Scotland Yard on Friday. Authorities said they believed the suspect acted alone, and they are not seeking anyone else in connection with the incident at this time. However, inquiries into the circumstances continue, the statement added. Amess, a member of Prime Minister Boris Johnson's ruling Conservative Party, died after being stabbed several times at a constituency meeting east of London. The 69-year-old member of parliament, who represented South and West in Essex was attacked at about midday Friday by a man who walked into a meeting with voters from his electoral district, being held from Methodist Church in Leigh-on-Sea. Oh, now that I said Leigh-on-Sea, it sounds like I'm saying Leon as in Leon, not Leigh hyphen on. He was treated by emergency services, but sadly he died at the scene, Essex police said. A 25-year-old man was quickly arrested after officers arrived at the scene on suspicion of murder, and a knife was recovered. The man arrested in suspicion of murdering Amess is believed to be a British national with Somali heritage, official sources have told the UK national news agency PA Media, formerly known as Press Association. Actually, I'll wait to get my thoughts till the end. The UK's Counterterrorism Command will lead the investigation into the murder. Police said Friday it will be for investigators to determine whether or not this was a terrorist incident. But as always, they will keep an open mind. Ben Julian Harrington, Chief Constable at Essex Police, told reporters the killing was another grim moment in Britain's political history. It marks the second murder of a sitting British lawmaker in 5 years, after Labour MP Jo Cox was killed in her constituency in 2016 and has reignited discussions about the safety of UK's elected officials. The country's political, religious, and societal leaders and its royal family all condemned the attack and paid tribute to Amess. Those who knew him described Amess as a dedicated local representative, deeply embedded within his community and disinterested in the careerism of national politics. Prime Minister Johnson was joined by all of his living predecessors in expressing shock, and lawmakers from every political spectrum spoke of their sadness, concern, and anger after another of their colleagues was killed while meeting with his constituents. I would hope they were all sad regardless of their politics. This is every corner of the political spectrum. I imagine Twitter wouldn't be the same. We are shocked and saddened by the murder of Sir David Amess, who dedicated 40 years of his life to serving his community. William and Kate, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, said in a statement, "Our thoughts and prayers are with his family, friends, and colleagues." There's just photos. The article still continues. A terrible day for democracy. Aerial footage. Oh no, this is describing. Might as well read that too. Aerial footage showed multiple police officers outside of the church and an air ambulance at the scene. A large cordon extended down East Road, where the church is located, with the members of the public gathering behind it, and multiple side streets closed off. Once it became clear Amess was the stabbing victim, shortly after that he died. Britain's political establishment united in grief. In a statement from Downing Street, Johnson said the MP was one of the kindest, nicest, most gentle people in politics. David was a man who, David, David was. We lost today a fine public servant, the leader of the main, tonight's not my night, the leader of the main opposition Labour Party, Keir Starmer, wrote on Twitter, "Horrific and deeply shocking news, thinking of David, his family, and his staff." Former Prime Minister David Cameron said Amess was a kind and thoroughly decent man, and most committed MP you could have ever hoped to meet. Words cannot adequately express the horror of what happened today. Right now, my heart goes out to David's family. Cameron said. Cameron's successor, Theresa May, added the news was heartbreaking and a tragic day for our democracy. She described it Amess as a decent man and respected parliamentarian, killed in his own community while carrying out public duties. And former Labour leader Tony Blair said in a statement to PA Media, David and I came to our parliament together in 1983. Though opposite on political sides, I always found him a courteous, decent, and thoroughly likable colleague who was respected across the House. This is a terrible incentive for democracy, Blair said. Flags outside Parliament and lowered at half staff after his death. Labour London Mayor Sadiq Khan called Amess a great public servant who loved being an MP. Sajid Javid, the UK Secretary, called him a great man, a great friend, and a great MP. Killed while fulfilling his democratic role. Amess entered Parliament in 1983, initially representing the Basildon constituency. Basildon. I need Spudgun here to correct me on this. Where are you, Spudgun? Probably asleep. He served continuously in the House of Commons since then, making him one of the longest-serving lawmakers in the chamber. Amess was knighted in 2015 for his political service. He supported Britain's departure from the European Union, and his main ideas and expertise were animal welfare and pro-life issues, according to a biography on his website. In March, Amess also asked a question in Parliament how to stop senseless murders with knives after a teenager in his constituency was killed in a knife attack. That's painfully ironic. He was married and had 5 children. Britain's second murdered lawmaker in 5 years. Within Britain's political hub, within Britain's political bubble and beyond, the murder dredged up painful memories of the shocking killing of Joe Cox 5 years ago. The incident rattled the nation and led to calls for lawmakers and to receive personal protection within public, a sentiment that reemerged Friday following Amess's death. All elected representatives must be able to go about their work without fear of physical and verbal attacks, Amess colleague Conservative MP Eleanor Lang said in a tweet Friday following the stabbing. What has happened to Sir Amess in Essex today is unforgivable. Amess was not considered a politician, and despite the length of his tenure, he was not a widely known political figure in the UK. In a book he wrote last year about being an MP, Amess said Cox's murder was totally unexpected and the event had changed the way MPs interacted with members of the public, particularly their relation to constituency surgeries. These increasing attacks have rather spoiled the great British tradition of the people openly meeting their elected politicians, he wrote. I myself have over the years experienced nuance from the odd number of the general public at my own property. We regularly check our locks, Amess added. MPs in Britain typically meet with residents and their constituents face to face during surgeries, and it is uncommon for them to have a security detail. Home Secretary Priti Patel tweeted Friday. Questions were being rightfully asked about the safety of lawmakers, adding she will provide updates in due course. This is an incident that will send shockwaves across the parliamentary community and the whole country, the Speaker of the House of Commons, Lindsay Hoyle, said in a statement sent to CNN. In the coming days, we will need to discuss and examine MP security and any measures to be taken. But for now, our thoughts and prayers are with David's family, friends, and colleagues. In 2010, Stephen Tim was dead during a constituency meeting by a 21-year-old student who was angry over Tim's previous support of the Iraq War. Tim survived the attack and is still a lawmaker. In 2000, Liberal Democrat councillor was murdered at the office of MP Nigel Jones. Cox's widower, Brenton Cox, wrote the news brings back everything. My thoughts and love are with David's family. They are all that matter now. This brings everything back. The pain, the loss, but also how much the public gave us following the loss of Joe, and I hope he do the same for David now. He's up on Twitter. Cox was killed by a man with extreme right-wing views just days before UK's heated political referendum on leaving the European Union. That campaign and its fallout raised the temperature of political discourse in the country, and several politicians have spoken about receiving abuse in person and online. This angry, violent behavior cannot be tolerated in politics or any other walk of life. Lane Token-Smith, a former MS Conservative Party, said after a stabbing. And that is finally the end of the article. I didn't mean to say finally. I'll be back for just one more second. Alright, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time and screen generate one stream. Or a different stream that I did. Do it on screen. Yeah, that should be better. Alright. I should have done this much earlier in the evening. Give it 30 seconds. Yes, exactly. Go live at the same time. I should do a stream later tonight. I don't know. Because I do want to go over that whatever I went over in my previous stream. Just because I want to see chat's reaction. Their authentic reaction in the comments. Or in my chat, I should say. I don't know. There's a lot of things to talk about. I'm not going to go over anything that I want to talk about, just because if I do, I'm going to end up going for much longer than I intend to, and much longer than I'm able to, basically. The title of this stream is funny. I don't know. I'm a funny guy. I'm not a funny guy, actually. I suck. I suck at humor, and I suck at a lot of other things, too. And I wish I could speak up. I just don't want to force anything. Yeah, I'm not gonna let anything be forced. To let anything be forced just because, I sound worse when I force. Oh, I got this. That's better than I should probably check my previous stream. Oh, I should probably throw the link to that into chat too. Likes 0. Yeah, I should probably throw this in the chat. Oh, why isn't it showing it? Funny you say that, Spud Gun. Because I was gonna throw this in the chat. Because I like to go live on Mondays. Hi, Spud. What can I call you? Yeah, because YouTube is cancer. What could I? Oh yeah. So I like to go live on Mondays, especially Monday evenings. And why I have 4 likes. Probably gonna go away soon. Why I have actual Jake to thank for that. For me going live. For me going live every Monday, and yesterday I just had to get this one video out of the way just because it was so interesting how poorly it aged. Alright, now I'm back. Sorry, I had to go Bloodwind. Or I had to go Bloodwind, or however Prospero says it. I do like how Prospero phrases stuff. It's this right just here. In the first place, obviously, this is a tragic murder. Well, that was really coincidental that I didn't screen share. Or as soon as I stopped screen sharing the video of my stream, I was about to screen share something. So I might as well take a look at that again, just for comedic effects. Oh, and I can take off the please stand by. I can take off the little please stand by message. So yeah, I was about to screen share.
But yeah,
right when I stopped screen share.
this is the stream that I just sent in the chat.
Yeah. So
I just came across the base comments. One dislike in a while. So I got a stream.
This is hilarious. This is amusing. Strangely amusing. Or strangely amusing.
I think I know who disliked it too, because I was arguing with Franco's
three
audience
of me
earlier.
playing at the same time.
I should do this more often. So one of them commented.
Alright, back to seriousness. So, yeah, so the world's tallest living woman is 24 from Turkey. Alright, I'm gonna save this article for later. Yeah, I heard the stabbing, and I don't know, when I first heard it, I heard that he died, I think. And I don't know, I guess I didn't pay attention to the fact that he was stabbed to death. I just heard that he was stabbed. So, I hoped the best for him in the situation. Like, I hoped that he would recover, that it wasn't fatal, and that nobody else was hurt. And it wasn't until a bit later that I heard that he was stabbed to death. And I don't even know how I didn't catch it the first time. It's something that I should have caught immediately. Yeah, so I don't even know who David Amess is. I did a quick Wikipedia search, and I knew that based on his politics, even though there was a lot of, remorse, there was a lot of mourning over him, thankfully, and as there should be. I knew that, or I imagine woke Twitter celebrating that he was stabbed to death. Yeah, because I took a look at his Wikipedia article. Yeah, he was born in March of 1952 and he was assassinated October 15th. Yeah, his Wikipedia updated on the 15th of October 2021. Amess was stabbed multiple times with Fulton constituency secretary Leon C. He died at the scene. So, I took a look at his politics. Yeah, political views. Amess normally adhered to Conservative Party policy when voting in the Commons, but he was very strongly in favor of the ban on fox hunting. He voted for the 2003 invasion of Iraq, but was afterwards critical of Labour government's failure to find the weapons of mass destruction, which they justified the action at the time. On foreign policy, he was also leading a number of conservative Friends of Israel. He was one of only few conservative MPs to follow the campaign to impeach Tony Blair. Even then, I'm really glad that Tony Blair was so remorseful and paid his respects. Because if this was America, specifically the United States of America, Blair would have been silent. Amess was one of 30 conservatives who voted against the military action in Syria in August 2013. He later commented that he felt that way, that he and his colleagues voted to make a difference, and if he previously voted against the war in Iraq, things would have been different in that situation as well. Amess supported the reintroduction of capital punishments. He was also a critic of the government in the Islamic Republic of Iran and advocated for the National Council of Resistance of Iran. He publicly endorsed Maryam Rajavi's 10-point manifesto. Amess in 2000, or yeah, Amess opposed abortion. In 2005, in June of 2005, Amess supported the prohibition of abortion in England and Wales bill introduced by Lawrence Robertson that sought to almost entirely ban abortion. Now, the invasion of Iraq and the abortion thing, I knew that if woke Twitter found that out, they would have celebrated his death. Um, yeah, so I don't even know who he is. He was just 6 years younger than Bill Clinton. Uh, yeah, I'm glad that a lot of people in England, a lot of politicians in England pay their respects. Uh, I don't know. I don't check Twitter, so I don't know if. Uh, I mean, I imagine people did celebrate. It's just, it's tragic. It's tragic that he was the second politician to be assassinated in the span of 5 years. Um, yeah, I really hope uh, his family is able to grieve respectfully. Um, yeah, um, people who celebrate his death are scumbags. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anyone. I imagine they would, just because I hate that that's common. I hate that people just celebrate the deaths of people they don't know, they'll never meet. Um, yeah, it's just tragic that uh, politicians on either side would be celebrated, or their deaths would be celebrated. It just, because tragic things happen, and whether you're stabbed to death, whether you're killed, I should say, whether you die of natural causes, um, just anything that would cut your life short. Uh, I don't know. The families deserve to grieve. The families deserve peace. Uh, they just deserve that peace of mind, knowing that others would respect, they would respect and give their condolences and not uh, insert politics into his death and use that to justify uh, basically celebrating uh, that someone would die. Um, I don't know. Because just on the abortion issue alone, I know they would be depicted as far right. I mean, I don't know. European standards are more tricky, I guess, because I would be far right um, in European standards. It really sucks. I I hope. Yeah, I guess this is the point where I would now give my own condolences. I give my best wishes to David Amess and his family. I give my best wishes to uh, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and Chelsea Clinton. Um, yeah, Bill Clinton seems like he would be safe though. I already mentioned that earlier. Um, yeah, it just sucks that there was so much political tragedy that
went on today in the US and the UK, and I don't know, because really, uh, I could only, yeah, if you're a cult leader or if you're someone like Osama bin Laden, I would certainly, that would definitely justify celebrating someone's death, and yeah, that alone is enough to justify celebrating someone's death, and or just saying that you're happy that they died. Osama bin Laden or Qasem Soleimani or any um, cult leader or any just any extremist, any actual extremist, not what woke Twitter will call it extremist. Thanks, Kiberdam. I didn't mean for the stream to be so sad and remorse. I don't know. I'm sorry. Um, Now I'm trying to find a way to end it. Uh, yeah, I'm trying to find a way to. I don't. I can't find anything. Um, Actually, Kiberdam, is it okay if I share a picture of your cat on screen? Uh, yeah, I wanna screen share your cat. Um, yeah. Uh, Alright, where is? Yeah, let's screen share something cute. That way. Um, this is one of the few streams that I will do this. How do I screen share? Um, there we go. Kibram says sure. This was sent to me 2 weeks ago, I think. Oops. Go. Uh, and after this, I'm ending the stream. So, yeah, I'm sharing it, I just need for it to load. Why won't this load? There we go. Yay. Now, Kubernetes sent me this, a couple weeks ago. I think it might have been at the beginning of the month. Yeah, somewhere around there. So, better screen share. Oops, wrong thing. Screen share, screen share, screen share, screen share. What do you think of that? Cute kitty. Cute. I love your cats, Kibram. I love kittens. I love your love for kittens. Yeah, cute little kitty cats are adorable. Um, oh, this monkey's kitten. I mean, as long as I share a kitten. Um, Maybe if I jump to present. Sorry, I'll leave this for
Um, I wish Discord had a thing where you could look at your photos. Not Discord. Microsoft Paint opened. This is Discord takes forever. Or it doesn't take forever, it's just slower than alright, so copy, paste. Alright. I think this should be good. Alright, stop screen share. There we go. Kitten, kitty. Yay. No, don't do that, Discord. Wait, oh, there you go. Yeah, Discord can be confusing. Ellie. Open original. Yes. Copy image. Paste. Oh, you can't hear me? How about now? That's Allie. Alright, now that we ended looking at kittens, I might as well end the stream. Thanks again for watching. I didn't mean for this to be so remorseful. I hope the next one won't be. Oh, that's Clarice. Alright, so this is Clarice. And now that, I shared kittens, yeah, I might as well end the stream. Thanks everyone for watching. I didn't mean for this to be so remorseful. I hope the next one will be I hope the next one will be on a lighter note and a lighter and more positive note. Take care.